time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show brings you famous celebrities and amazing people from all over the world. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. So sit back and relax and enjoy the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Evan Fine of the Senior Reserve Group. When you start thinking about retirement, who you can call about Medicare? Why call the best? Evan Fine of Senior Reserve Group, specializing in Medicare, health, and long-term care insurance. Evan can be reached at 1-800-650-9357. That's 1-800-650-9357. Or email to evanfine@seniorreservegroup.com. Evan is licensed in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Delaware, South Carolina, and Florida. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can also check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can also download and listen on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, and also watch the interview on YouTube as well. Well, we're going from the United States over to England. We're jumping across the Atlantic to a gentleman who is currently living in London. He is a Belgian-Italian descent. Of course, he was born in Liege, Belgium, from Sicilian parents, speaks French, Italian, and English, and I was going to mention Pig Latin, but I didn't get to that part yet. I still have to practice on that. So he speaks quite a number of languages. He's appeared in ads for Auto Trader, also White Fog, and for Amazon Prime and Disney's Artemis Fowl, and he also has been making some appearances, and he's looking to land a dream job in a dream city. We're going to be talking about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, live from London, and don't let the name fool you, just one of the nicest people in the business, and of course, he just loves to come out and give you a nice big hug. Ladies and gentlemen, from London, Giuseppe Lentini. Giuseppe, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi everybody. Nice to have you. Thank you for having me, Mike.
And no problem. I mean, I was going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening in Italian, except I didn't get a chance to, figure that out. But I have to remind myself I'm going to have to do Rosetta Stone one day. So you're an actor and entertainer from Liege, Belgium, born from Sicilian parents. You speak French, Italian, and English. You appeared in ads for Auto Trader, White Fog, and for Amazon Prime and Disney's Artemis Fowl. And he also been in quite a few movies like Pan, also Kaleidoscope Man, and Mobsters, as well as The Nutcracker. And before we get into some of your films and some of your works, tell us how you got started.
Oh, well, it's quite a bit an amazing story, basically, because my dad used to be an opera singer. So from a very young age, we were like having a lot of music at home, and my dad used to be a fan of not only opera, but he used to love like the biggest star at the time. You were like, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and Prince and Michael Jackson, all those stars. Mm-hmm. And he loved all that kind of music. So we were like, from a very young age, we had all that kind of music at home all the time. And so basically, I think I inherited a bit of that kind of artistic link from my dad. And I used to like singing myself, I think. And so basically, I thought I would maybe try something in music. And so I did try. And at the age of 16, I eventually wrote my very first song myself, which was called Believe in Yourself.
Nice.
And it was kind of a ballad about, self-empowerment and self-belief, believe in yourself and all that kind of message that we hear a lot today, but we're talking like 20 years plus ago. Mm-hmm. And basically I remember going to Paris to record like a video, even like a music video for that song and so on, and I thought I was already there. My God, it's happening, and blah blah, but it didn't go that way. But anyway, but eventually in 2005, in the fall of 2004, I decided to move to London from Brussels.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I wanted to try again, trying in music, and eventually send my application for the X Factor, Simon Cowell.
Yes, I know that show. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So eventually I got through the 4 or 5 audition process. Then you go through the final stage. Then I was going through this, and then eventually the show comes, the show day comes in, and I had eventually worked on a song from Michael Jackson, to talk about him again.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, the way you make me feel, and it was a very jazzy version of that song.
Mm-hmm.
And so I come on stage, and I was like all over excited and everything. But basically that day, I think it was the very same day that Michael Jackson died. That was my audition day.
Oh, really? Oh, my gosh. That's bad timing. Oh, my goodness.
So if anything, obviously having a Michael Jackson song on that day was the worst thing happen. But I couldn't change it, basically, because, I had been through all the audition with that song, so I had to play that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was, anyway, to make things short, I mean, I didn't go through, but Simon Cowell, who was kind, he can be quite harsh, and he was very kind with me, and he said, you get this feel of he said, you're a real entertainer, and he said, although you might not fit in this format of the X Factor, I still feel that there's something with you. You should keep on, don't give up, keep on, something will open for you. Mm-hmm. And that was his words. So I thought that was very nice from Mr. Nasty, and giving me encouragement to keep on doing something, And very shortly after that, I was invited to attend the showcase for actors as a singer, because basically I had to help out an actress. In her scene, she needed someone who was singing, and so they asked me, because I could sing in French and so on. So they asked me if I could play La Vie en Rose from Edith Piaf, So
yes, I know.
So
that
I remember
one. Mm-hmm.
singing. Yeah, so I remember singing that song in with this actress. She was doing a monologue thing, and then I come in out of the blue. I come out in a scene and start singing that song, and she was all emotional and everything. And then at the end of the show, eventually, I got very shortly after the show, I got an offer from an agent who said that he saw me on that stage, and he thought that he wanted to work with me. So I started laughing, because I say, I'm a singer, I'm singing, but I'm not an actor. And he said, well, believe you me, say, I've been in this business a while, and I think you're a natural. And so he said, I would love to have an interview with you, and let's take it from there.
Okay.
So basically, I go back home, and I tell my flatmate about it, and I was like, me an actor, I'm not an actor, blah, blah. And he said, well, you have nothing to lose. So 2 weeks later, I decide to attend this interview with this agent, and so I do I do a monologue, and then he asked me, can you sing something in Italian? And I sing Pavarotti, La Donna Mobile.
Okay.
Which was an opera, one of my dad's favorite opera song, basically. And so basically, he got up, the guy, and he said, he handed his hand to me, and he said, welcome to the family, because he said, this voice, I have to have an actor like this with a voice like that in my team, and that was it.
Nice.
And that's how it all started. That's how it all started for me, really, in the acting world.
It does sound amazing too, and I like what you have presented so far. Now, if you were to ask to be an opera, like if you're asked to perform, would you accept an opera role, or what is your ideal that you would accept in singing, like in pop or country, or say with R&B and anything like that? So, what would you accept, or would you go the route of opera?
Well, honestly, because I like really a lot of types of music, and also I have this language thing, which means I can sing like chansons françaises or Italian songs or English.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, opera, pop, but I think, sometimes producer or screenwriter, they see someone and they say, oh, yeah, this guy, he could do this for me. And they see, sometimes they see in the actor, in the artist, something that the artists cannot see themselves. You know what I mean? So someone can look at you and they say, I see that person playing that character very well, and that's how it works a bit. So I'm very open. Honestly, I'm very open to experiment and to learn, and I'm ready for it.
It sounds like it too, and maybe you can do like a line or two, say in Italian and also in French. And in fact, I love to hear your fluency and demonstrate that you can do certain things in a couple of languages. Like I like to hear something in Italian and something in French. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be great. I can just do like 2-3 notes eventually. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
the floor is yours.
quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas. Je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. That's the French bit.
Amazing. I like that one. Now the Italian version. And although I can't see it with your hands, go right ahead.
Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of that one.
Okay,
La
great.
donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero, è sempre amabile, chi a lei s'affida, chi le confide, ma il cuore, la donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. That's
Wow.
A little bit of warm up.
Amazing. Wow. I mean, I don't sound like Simon Cowell, but I'm going to say this. It's like, that is amazing. And I'm going to say that. That is so amazing. And I'm sure you'd like to try with Simon Cowell again. And, of course, I was going to ask you as well, too, about your dad being an opera singer. Who are some of the famous singers that he performed with in opera that you knew of or he told you?
Well, the thing is, my dad, he started singing from the age of 7, you know, and by the age of 18, 19, he had properly his own band, and he was touring. He was the lead of that ensemble. So they were he had dancers, backup singers, and it was quite. There were something like 30 people on stage, and he was the lead singer. And he had a manager, and he was touring in Belgium and in France a bit, and Luxembourg, it was doing the French-speaking countries, but because, after they moved to Belgium, he was quite French himself, although he was singing the Italian language.
Oh, okay.
And then he recorded a couple of single, I think, as well back then. But unfortunately, because his manager at the time passed away, let's call it like that. And when we started making, trying to search about the material that my dad had, and back in time, we're going back quite a while, so, and the widow of this gentleman couldn't find anything, because seemingly her husband had kind of put that in a warehouse or something. So basically, we know there's a lot of things somewhere, but we don't know where, unfortunately, which is quite sad. But maybe one day, this thing will come back.
Oh, well,
so there are some records that he recorded in recording studio and things like that, and other things. But I just have a couple of photography that can attest that my dad indeed had his own band and he was touring. So we have that.
Okay.
But in tape, as a music tape, we don't have anything, unfortunately. But,
I'm so sorry. I would have loved to hear that as well, too. And since you've been in Belgium for a little bit, did you get an opportunity to speak any Belgium or anything like that?
Well, in Belgium, Belgium is divided in kind of 3 parts, let's call it. I mean, they have the north, going from Brussels up north, where they speak the Flemish, which is a bit like Dutch. Mm-hmm. I can speak a little bit of it, but, to have a conversation, yes. And then you have, the region of Brussels, where they basically it's I think, 80% French